Hi there, I'm Not Your Average Joe, and today I've got an idea for you to turn a dodgy looking decking ramp like this into some big sturdy steps at pretty much no cost. The plan is to use all the old decking boards to make these steps, providing it's in good enough condition. I had a rough plan of what we wanted the new steps to look like, but I had no idea of the structure or condition of the timber underneath the current ramp, so first things first, rip it all up, trying to salvage all the boards. These boards were fixed down with various screw types from years of repairs, some of which were badly rusted. Naturally, I forgot my main set of driver bits, so I had a number of boards with screws I just couldn't get out. These came up with a bit of brute force persuasion, which didn't take much effort and didn't inspire much hope for the state of the wood underneath. The bottom board was completely rotten, but all the others were salvaged to reuse for the steps. The main frame of the slope was salvageable, but the top of the slope had a number of rotten supports that were removed but wouldn't need replacing for the design we were going with. I laid the decking boards out to gauge how big each step should be, took a few measurements and ran off to go play with some power tools. I'm marking out this timber with a tape and square, pretty essentially for using a jigsaw and want to get straight cuts. I also took off this leg and took out a huge bolt that really didn't want to come out so that we could use this piece of timber later. I still find hand saws and patience the most reliable way to get a straight cut, but for projects like this, that level of accuracy doesn't really matter. Here I'm building the base structure for the bottom step. The bottom board needs to fit over a recessed concrete step at the bottom of the slope, and for this I gauged the cutout size by eye. I got the boards laid out on their support structure and then bollocks. A quick trip to grab some longer screws and some L brackets for good measure, and we're back in business. Once together, this bottom step wobbled slightly from the uneven ground, so I bolted it into the concrete on one side. I cut a small piece of wood from this ridge on the single discarded board to make a support shim for the bottom corner, which made it rock solid. For the middle step, the plan had changed. A local builder had some pretty hefty discarded planks for us. So we cut these to size and used them to make risers, building a platform on top to form the second step. I screwed the boards directly into the planks and used a load of those steel L brackets to reinforce the structure. To fit the second step in place, I first had to cut the excess off the first step's platform. I'd accidentally made this much harder for myself, having already bolted it down, but random little jobs like this is where these multi-tools come in really handy. Here we're laying out and cutting the supports for the top step. This is basically going to be an extension of the decking itself. Here I'm screwing these down into place, leaving enough space to replace the cladding on the right hand side. These offer enough support already for me to stand on, but we're going to give them some legs in a bit. A few hours later, we've had some good food and now we've got some good light, giving us some awesome lens flare as well. I'm cutting and fitting the legs to support the top steps. Now that we're structurally sound, let's get them decking boards back in place. Unfortunately, having had to throw one of the decking boards was slightly short on the top step. There was another piece of the decking that needs replacing, so I'm hoping to get that done soon, which should give us a bit of offcut to finish off this platform. The side cladding goes back up as the sun starts to go down, so that's it for the meantime. We've got a strong and sturdy set of steps for this lovely sun trap of a deck garden, and we'll be back soon for a quick recap on how we transform that old slope into these new steps and finish them off with a few final bolts and bits of cladding. I'm Not Your Average Joe, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Follow my channel and keep an eye out for the next one. Check the description below for links to my website, socials and other non-average video projects. See you next time.